Nick here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Thought, what should I do today? Well, I've got to be around the house. I've got some deliveries coming in today. Unfortunately, best day of the week to get out and do a video, but that's sod's law, isn't it? So I was out in the garden having a look round and sort of doing a little bit of weeding and that and tidying up. And I suddenly thought, well, hang on, I've got a lot of plants here that I harvest and I use quite regularly. So I thought you guys might be interested in seeing these. And what I've done, I've kept it down to plants that are easy to identify. Okay. So I'm going to give you their names, give you their uses, tell you a little bit about them, and perhaps you can give them a try yourselves. And these are all plants you can find in a garden. They're all wild plants. More often than not, over the years, people have sat there and gone, bloody weeds, and ripped it out. But it's not. Personally, there's no such thing as a weed. Okay? All plants have their uses, just some of them we've never discovered, whether it's pollinating or attracting bees for pollination, whether it's to be used as herbal, whether it's used as medicine. So yeah, let's start with the easiest one first, okay? Easiest one for you first is this. Common dandelion, okay? Excuse me looking over, because I've actually written down the Latin names for these, okay? Because, yeah, I'm no good at Latin. So, here we go, I'll give you a Google. Dandelion. That Latin name is Taraxacum officinale, okay? So, you've also seen these. Don't put, when these yellow pods go to seed, I see a lot of people putting them in one another's mouths because it's hilarious. Don't. All right, if you breathe in, drops the seed into your lung. Have a look on the internet. Seeds can germinate in the human lung. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to see it on that. You've got a white sap there. It's very, very bitter. Okay, but the stalk is edible. The flowers are absolutely lovely, done in a tempura batter or thrown into a salad. Okay, they're edible. This time of year, they're quite sweet, quite pleasant. Okay, the leaves are a salad leaf. Okay, so you can harvest that. And this time of year are quite sweet. Now, later in the year, as the plants become older, they become quite bitter. Okay, when they become bitter, okay, they still make a good salad plant, still full of nutrients. However, you want to mix it with other things. Now, these have been proven, right, scientifically proven to reduce cholesterol, regulate blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and reduce inflammation. Good old dandelion. Who knew it? So that's the dandelion, guys. And I bet most of you have got these coming up in the garden at the moment. The roots, unfortunately, I broke this root off, and I've got plenty of them. So you can take this root off, clean it. You can roast the root and use it as a coffee substitute. It's bitter. It's another one of the techniques for making an ersatz coffee. There's no caffeine in it, but it makes a substitute when you have absolutely nothing else you want to trick yourself into having a coffee. So that was your dandelion. Okay. Next most common thing you're going to find in your garden, okay, and I haven't got many at the moment, is this. That's your stinging nettle. Okay. The stinging nettles, right? Urtica dioica. Okay, you should all know your nettles. This is, and should be, one of your go-to food plants. Okay, absolutely fantastical. Fantastical. So I invented a new word. Absolutely fantastic. It is a super plant. Okay, it is a super food. It is full of iron, vitamin C, antioxidants. It's a mild analgesia. It's an anti-inflammatory, and 22% protein, 4% fat. Okay, so again, as part of your diet, it really is helping to balance up. And I haven't treated this one. When you're picking these, especially when they're young, pull up the stalk and pick it, or wear gloves. Now, preparation, you can blanch this in water 2 or 3 minutes in hot water. Will remove the little fine hairs, which you hopefully you can see on there, and the little fine hairs of what stings you. Okay, or you can toast it over a fire. That'll burn the hairs off. Okay, I would suggest putting them into your mouth raw, but if you want to giggle, have a look at World nettle eating championships on the internet, they've got to be crazy. I'd rather just have a curry. Okay, so that's your common stinging nettle, and it grows everywhere. It is a superfood. Do your research on it. It's absolutely fantastic. But as with all these plants, again, be aware of allergies, and everybody's different. And I have to give this warning. Make sure you identify your plants correctly. Start with a small amount. Okay, prepare a small amount, try it, see if you have any reaction to it. Okay, if no reaction to it, carry on. Not a problem at all. That's stinging nettle. That should always be in your list. Okay, brilliant plant. Okie doke. So we go on to a cousin of the stinging nettle. And these you see in purple and white, and you'll get them all over the UK. And this is the common dead nettle. Okay, this is of the same family. Trying to think of its other name. I do apologise. I forget the dead nettle name for it. Okay, but again, it is same family. The leaf, although this one's quite a small one, the leaf is very similar. But you've got this beautiful. Let's see if it probably gets into focus better if I read about it. Beautiful little purple flower on it, and again, these are quite edible. They're all cooked. Okay, it should be in your go-to kit. So anyway, you'll find those. You'll find these daisies. Okay, the light's terrible in here. I do apologise. That's your daisy, and again, your daisy is an edible. Okay, you can quite sweet, quite pleasant. Your daisy is a go-to. You see these everywhere. Just your little common garden daisy. Okay, so you can harvest that. You can use it. We were talking about purple flowers. Here's one that's fairly common in this area. I don't know about anywhere else. Okay, looks a bit like a dead nettle, but larger. Okay, this is lungwort, or common lungwort. Okay, otherwise known as Mary's tears or Jerusalem sage, depending where you come from. And this is Pulnaria officinalis. It's a medicinal plant used originally to treat coughs in the Middle Ages and lung infections. It is edible. Both stalks, leaves are edible, and the flowers. However, it's quite a hairy plant, so you're going to cook it, and when you cook it, it produces quite a bit of slime. It becomes quite a slimy herb, but it's fantastic for treating coughs. Okay, so again, it's another one to put into your stew or something like that if you want to thicken it up and make it quite pleasant. It's a good herb, and it's wild. It's growing out there. I'll talk a bit about the laws and the rules afterwards. Yeah, we'll discuss that in a second. So that's that. And lastly, you will find this in all the gardens now. The one I couldn't find in my garden because I haven't got much out there at the moment. I've only got a 10-foot square patch. Was clover. We all know what 3-leaf clover looks like. The flower and the leaf both edible. You can use those. They make a good salad green. They're a member of the pea family. So if you've got clover, right, you can use that. But again, make sure and identify these plants. I'm not going to give in-depth descriptions. I'm giving you the names. I'm giving you a little flash of the plant. Please make sure you identify any plant you're eating 100% positively. And if you're 99%, that's not good enough. Bin it. Don't take the risk. Okay. Well, then there's this one. And we all remember this one from school. Sticky Willie. Okay. Or goosegrass. Used to throw it at one another in handfuls, chuck it in the girl's hair. Yeah. Now this is edible as well. Okay. This is clavers, goosegrass, sticky willy, Galium aparine. Okay, same family as coffee. You can prepare it and produce a coffee substitute. You can put it into a salad. You can cook it, blanch it, and again, I would always blanch it. Purely and simply, get rid of those sticky hairs because they're not so nice on your tongue. By itself, That's quite sweet. It's pleasant. Quite crunchy. Not bad at all. So again, cleavers. That should be on your list. So there we have, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plants you'll find in the garden. Now, finding your garden, not an issue there. However, I will say this much to you. Don't pick them anywhere the dog wheeze. Don't pick them anywhere that gets sprayed with insecticides or herbicides, because those herbicides and insecticides can stay in the plant for a long period of time and will be toxic to you. Don't pick them anywhere that you do not have the landowner's permission to do so. That is a criminal offence in the United Kingdom. Okay. But look around your garden. You'd be surprised. I've got a tiny little garden. It's literally 10 feet square. And when I go around the edges of that and I look around, these are the plants I can find. So when it comes to cutting the grass, and I like to keep my garden tidy so like everybody else does, but little areas, I've got my little nettle patch. I've got a neighbour that's got a nettle patch. She's into a herb law, so I quite often will raid her nettle patch with her permission. Have a look, see what you've got. These are all free salad plants. These are all plants you can use. But again, test it. Make sure you don't have an allergic reaction. Make sure it's not something that's going to affect you adversely. If you're on medication for anything like blood pressure and so forth, before you go to using these herbs, speak to your doctor. Okay, speak to a professional, because some of these plants will reduce your blood or reduce your blood pressure, and some of them will raise your blood pressure. So if you're on a medication or something, speak to the doctor and say to them, look, I'm into my herb law. I'm going to start, or I'd like to start using some of this, but I just want to check with you whether or not it's going to interact with my medication, make me more ill. In some cases, you actually find the doctor will go, yeah, try it. It might improve the situation. It might help. My wife drinks nettle tea. She's got severe arthritis, and it helps with her arthritis. It helps reduce the inflammation. It acts as a mild analgesia, and it doesn't affect any of the drugs that she's already taking. So it's a natural assistance alongside. And again, if it comes to a situation where you desperately had to forage, by knowing some of these plants are pain relievers, analgesics, anti-inflammatories, you can then prepare them to treat yourself in an emergency. Okay. Now, that's just a short video for this week, or midweek. Hopefully it's given you a bit of information. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. This has been Mick, Hampshire and Outdoors and Survival. Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. Peace and light be upon you all. And I'll see you Sunday, 1900 hours, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival, for the live stream. Any questions you've got there about herb law and that, throw them up. If I don't know the answer, I can guarantee you one of my 459 subscribers will. Okay? Once you've got the answer from them, take that answer, look it up. Don't take my word for it. Do your due diligence. Guys, that's Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Be good. Have fun wherever you are. Hope the day's treating you well. Mickey out.